Today we're taking a look at these NCAAF matches, which are happening on Saturday, December 18, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. Marshall vs Louisiana. The Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns wrapped up a magical regular season with a 24-16 win over Appalachian State last Saturday in the Sun Belt Conference Championship game. And they covered as 2-point underdogs. It was the 12th straight win for the Ragin' Cajuns after a loss to Texas in the season opener. They end the regular season ranked number 23 in the country. In the win over Appalachian State, Louisiana's defense really flexed its muscles, giving up only 298 total yards and winning the turnover battle. The Ragin' Cajuns' defense is ranked 9th in the country, allowing only 18.3 points per game. Marshall is a solid program, but this was a bit of a transition season under a first-year head coach, and this will be the most difficult opponent the Thundering Herd have faced all season by a significant amount. Hiring Days Ormeau at least gives the Ragin' Cajun some coaching continuity, and this is otherwise a talented, well-balanced team that has the nation's second longest winning streak and will be too much for Marshall. This is a tough defense to crack, with the Ragin' Cajuns ranking inside the top 15 nationally, with 4.8 yards per play allowed, while generating a ton of negative plays, with the best turnover margin in college football, plus a healthy amount of sacks. Louisiana's secondary was particularly excellent, which is bad news for a pass-first Marshall offense, as well as often struggled with interceptions. The Marshall Thundering Herd finished the regular season with a record of 7-5 and 5-3 in Conference USA. They finished second in the East Division, behind Western Kentucky, and 4th in the conference overall. Last Saturday, the Thundering Herd had a chance to win the division, but got trampled by Western Kentucky by the score of 53-21 at home. They were only 2-point underdogs, so it was an unexpected beatdown. This was a game that Marshall actually led at halftime 14-6. But then the wheels came off as Western Kentucky outscored Marshall 47-7 in the second half. Our first betting advice is to pick Louisiana -5. The Ragin' Cajuns weren't nearly as good against the spread at 6-7, although they covered in 3 of their last 4 games, including beating Liberty and Appalachian State as an underdog. Overs are just 3-10 for the Ragin' Cajuns, with both of their last 2 games going under the betting total. Louisiana managed a respectable offense for the season, with an average of 30.7 points and 406.0 yards per game. This is one of college football's better defenses, with opponents managing only 18.3 points, 11th best nationally, and 345.1 yards, 29th per game. Lewis finished his 3rd full season as the starting quarterback, has completed 217 of 360 pass attempts for 2,647 yards, 19 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, while adding 269 yards and 5 scores on the ground. Montrell Johnson is the team's top healthy rusher, with 143 carries for 784 yards and 11 scores, while LeBlanc led a balanced receiving attack, with 37 catches for 417 yards and a score. Chauncey Manac had a huge season to pace the stout Louisiana defense, with 55 tackles, including 14.5 for loss, 10.5 sacks and 2 forced fumbles. The Thundering Herd went an even 6-6 against the spread and failed to cover in 2 of their last 3 games, including a tough home loss to the UAB Blazers as a favorite. Overs went 6-6 for the Thundering Herd as well, with 4 of their last 5 games going under the betting total. Wells, who is reportedly recovered from his injury and will start Saturday, completed 280 of 418 pass attempts for 3,436 yards, 16 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, while adding 7 rushing scores. Ali had a great season with 230 carries for 1,241 yards and 20 touchdowns, tied for the most in college football, while adding 329 yards and a score on 44 receptions, and Corey Gamage was the team's top target, with 69 receptions for 819 yards and 2 scores. All-CUSA linebacker Abraham Boplin piled up 104 tackles, including 9.5 for loss, 2.5 sacks and a forced fumble. Our second betting advice is to pick under 55.5.